So as you guys can see, they're drying very, very nicely here. Doing these tests. Just have to wait for the corners to dry a little more over here and there. Then we can fill it with water. I do want to say that these are just tests. I would never try to install fabric membrane over, let's say, a mud bed with either RedGuard or MAPE. I would still use thinset, obviously, but installing the banding, if it works properly, obviously I'd have to run more tests. I would use this method, but no, I would never try to install a large sheet of membrane in a shower pan or anything with RedGuard or MAPE. I would still use thinset or Everbilt adhesive sealant, because if you ever bought a pan from Everbilt or from Ardex, which I've bought in from both, they are both, the membranes are both installed with the adhesive sealant. So Everbilt's adhesive sealant is obviously called Everbilt. Ardex is the Ardex 700. That's what their sealant is called, but it's the same exact sealant. As I stated before, Ardex America is the manufacturer of the Everbilt watershield shower system that Home Depot sells. They make it for Home Depot to sell under the Everbilt name. So there you go. So I'm going to pause you guys real quick, and then we're going to add water to this, tomorrow, obviously, because I'm just going to put these two clips together and make one video. But I just wanted to clear that up, that these are just tests. I would never try to install a large sheet membrane with RedGuard or MAPE. All right, guys. So I'm going to splice this test into the rest of these tests. Today is August 31st. It is around 1 p.m. I don't have my phone to show you guys. I left it upstairs. But it is August 31st. Yes, 2 days ago, I built this box. This has 2 coats of RedGuard, and only RedGuard is what's adhering the banding to this box. No thinset, no sealant, nothing, just RedGuard. This one is MAPE Aqua Defense, and I am using it as thinset to squeeze the two membranes together. There's a cardboard box in here. I did this one yesterday with that one. That one has RedGuard. And this morning, someone had commented to do GoBoard sealant, because I've done the Everbilt adhesive sealant with membrane and Rapid Set with membrane. Rapid Set, unfortunately, always failed on me. These are dry, so I'm just going to put these on top of this box. I will be throwing those in water tomorrow, September 1st. I'm also going to be filling in this box right here also tomorrow, and I'm going to be leaving the box full for like 3-4 days maybe, and see what happens. Then we're going to take the box apart and see if anything made it inside. But for today, I am going to August 31st, 2025. All right. I got this in the picture here. Okay, so let's use this one. This one is going to be the GoBoard, as I stated before. And I'm just going to pull the cap. I'm not going to take the tape off of it. because I did use this a couple days ago on a little something that we were doing here. So it is brand new. That's why I didn't want to like fool. That's why I didn't want to throw it away. But we are going to use it to do this test that someone asked me to do. And as you can see, GoBoard sealant, okay? And we're going to take our 1/8 spatula here to make our little grooves and key it in to the membrane. Now, I don't know if this one is going to work. This one may do the same thing as the rapid set. I don't think I ever tested this one. If I did and it's on the channel, I do apologize. But we are going to do it today again if I have done it. I don't think I've done it. I think the only two that I've done were rapid set and the Everbilt adhesive sealant. This one does mimic the Everbilt adhesive sealant. It's just as thick as the Everbilt. Doesn't have much of a smell like the Everbilt one does. That's a good thing. Because the Everbilt adhesive sealant, while I do like it, it does have a smell to it. Okay, there we go. So, where's my card? Here we go. I'm going to take the cardboard, place it in the center there, and then take our other piece of membrane and put it right top of it. And I'm going to let this dry till tomorrow. And I will throw it in the water with those over there and see what happens. Now, as I am doing this, we're not trying to pull any of the material out from underneath it. We're just trying to flatten out the ridges. And that's probably one of the issues that we're going to have with the Mapei and the Red Guard test that I'm doing here, because a lot of the material squeezed out of it, because it's a, you know, it's a sort of a liquid. So I don't know how well that's going to adhere together. That's why I said in the other video that I don't know how well that will work. Not how well that one is going to work. But we are going to find out. There you go, buddy. This one is the GoBoard, and we're going to let that one sit there and dry. Let me just put GoBoard sealant. Alright. There we go. So, I'll splice this video in with the others, and we'll make it into one complete video. Alright? Catch you guys on the next one. Alright, guys. So, today is September the 2nd, Tuesday. I wanted to fill this box up yesterday, but I was a little busy, and I couldn't get to it. But we are going to get to it today. I know in a previous clip, I had said that I would, if it worked, I would probably use this method. But after letting it dry since Friday, August the 29th, I think it was, I do see two issues at the moment. The first issue is if you have any buildup It's not going to dry properly. I can still feel some of the red guard a little mushy in there. So I know it's not dried in these corners. Now, that is because I did not have any preformed corners. So this has about 4 layers of fabric plus red guard, in between each fabric. So that is kind of my fault. But the second issue that I am seeing is, you see right there where I circled it? This right here is not, that's an air bubble right there. I don't know if you can see that going into the camera, but that's an air bubble right there. That means that the fabric separated from the red guard. So that's 2 issues right there. Now, I am still going to fill this with water today because, as I stated before, this is just a test. And after discovering these 2 issues, as you can see right there, it's still mushy. So the red guard in here is not dry. After discovering these 2 issues at the moment, I would not recommend anyone doing this on a shower. If you want to test it for yourself, by all means, but I would not recommend doing this in a shower. I would use, as I stated before, the banding with either Everbilt adhesive sealant, which we know it works because their shower pans are installed. The waterproof fabric sheet membrane is installed on all of their pans with that sealant. You could go to Home Depot and look at the pans yourself. They are installed with the sealant, not thin set. Not to mention the test that I have already conducted. We already know it works. And if you even order a pan from Ardex, which I have, it also comes installed, which I have a video on when I ordered the pan and when I received it. It's also installed with the sealant. So that's the one way that I would do it. The second way that I would do it, actually there's 3 ways that I would do it because I've done all 3. I would do it either with the adhesive sealant, Everbilt's adhesive sealant. Number 2 would be with the Ardex 8+9. Works flawlessly. Never had any of these issues. And it is a recommended installation method for steam showers. Now, for commercial steam showers. Now, I know a regular shower is not a commercial shower and is not a commercial steam shower. But if it works for a commercial steam shower, it's going to work for your regular showers. I've done already 3 showers using Ardex 8+9 as thin set. No issues whatsoever. They passed the flood test, and I think the first one I did of this was about 1.5 years ago, and no issues whatsoever. I'm still in contact with the owner. We've done many other jobs for them. I've still saw the shower, and the shower is great. So that's the second method. And then the third method would be the usual, install your seam tape with thin set, and then either red guard, Mapei, or Ardex S1K, or Ardex 8+9. Wherever there's thin set, you just go right over it with any one of these topical membranes. But this method, I would not use at all. So, what I'm going to do is, and again, it is 1:03 p.m. September 2nd. So what I'm going to do is, I have my bucket of water right here for these. Again, this is red guard, 2 pieces of fabric of membrane, piece of cardboard inside. Again, do I I don't think these are gonna work, but this one's too big. But I guess we'll fill it and we'll do halfway. All right. This one is Mape Aqua Defense. Same thing. A cardboard in the center. This one is GoBoard for the person that asked me to do the GoBoard sealant. We're gonna test this out today, and it's going inside. The tips are obviously out of water, but let's turn that off. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of water in there. I may fill it after I finish recording it. I'll probably fill it a little bit more. But since I'm recording, I'm not going to go outside and fill that bucket up. I'll just fill it with this bucket once I'm done recording to the top. Now, I am going to take my bucket of water here and fill this in. There we go. That should dry with no problems. I will dry that out myself though, because I don't want to mistake that for the water that's in there. All right, so we have about an inch of water, and I know that because from here to here on my finger it's an inch. As a matter of fact, let me go grab a measuring tape. Here we go. And we can measure this. Yep, there you go. We have 1 1/8 inches of water. 1 1/8 inches of water. Okay, that's not a lot of water. I may also fill it past the banding here in a little bit. Again, I'm going to do that off camera. And this one I will record tomorrow opening these 24 hours, so it'll be September 3rd at 1 p.m. This one I'll leave for a few days if it's not leaking, and I'll get back to you probably Friday or the weekend or so to open this box up and stuff. All right, so that's today's video. Catch you guys on the next one. All right, guys, see, so I filled up the bucket all the way, well, almost all the way up, but I didn't want to fill it all the way completely up, because then bringing it inside I would have kind of spilled it. So I'm trying to keep these down with that stick. And then I filled this box up slightly over that seam, as you guys can see, and we'll see what happens. All right,